Leela had always loved the quiet of the desert. The way the wind whispered across the red rocks and the sun painted long shadows in the evening. She liked to hike alone, far from the towns and roads, to feel free and alone with her thoughts. One evening, as the sky turned a deep purple, she noticed something strange. A cluster of lights flickered above the distant mesas, moving in patterns she could not understand. They were not like airplanes or stars. They seemed alive, almost like they were trying to send a message. Lila's heart pounded and a chill ran down her spine. She remembered the stories her grandmother had told her about the Hopi Elders and their prophecies. Stories that spoke of signs in the sky that warned of coming changes. She shook her head, trying to dismiss the thought. But the lights danced, and the air around her seemed to hum softly. From the shadows, an old man appeared, his eyes sharp and full of wisdom. "You see them too," he said quietly, his voice carrying both fear and urgency. Lila nodded, unsure what to say. "The sky sign has returned," he whispered. "It is not just a show. It is a warning." Lila felt a wave of curiosity and fear mixed together. A warning? About what? She asked, but the elder only shook his head, pointing to the horizon. "The signs will reveal themselves. You must watch and remember, or you will not understand in time." The lights above grew brighter, casting strange shadows over the desert floor. Leela could see symbols in the sky, patterns that made no sense yet felt oddly familiar. She pulled out her phone to take a picture, but the lights faded as quickly as they appeared, leaving only a glowing haze as she stood there. Trying to make sense of what she had seen, a wind blew across the canyon, carrying whispers she could not understand. She felt as if the desert itself was speaking to her, warning her of something that was coming, something big, something that could change everything. Leila knew her life had shifted in that moment. She did not yet understand how or why, but she felt a pull toward the elders and their ancient wisdom. Toward secrets that had been hidden for centuries. She would need courage, curiosity, and strength to uncover the truth, and the sky had just given her the first clue. Leila could not stop thinking about the lights. She felt a pull to return to the village where the Hopi Elders lived. She had always admired their wisdom, but never imagined she would need it. Today, the desert felt heavier, charged with a quiet tension. She arrived at the elders' meeting place just as the sun began to set, painting the sky in streaks of orange and gold. The oldest elder, a woman named Taya, greeted her with eyes that seemed to see into her soul. "You have seen it," Taya said softly. "The sky sign has chosen to reveal itself to you." Lila nodded, unsure what to say. "I saw the lights. They were moving in strange patterns, almost like a message," she said. Her voice trembled, partly from fear, partly from awe. Taya gestured for her to sit. "Long ago, our people learned to read the sky, to watch for signs that warn of great changes. The sky sign is not just a vision. It carries a message for those who are ready to see it," she explained. Lila listened carefully, trying to absorb every word. Taya continued, "Many ignore the signs, thinking them to be illusions or tricks of nature. But those who understand can prepare, can act, and can protect themselves and others." Another elder, a man named Sani, stepped forward. "The sky sign always comes before a turning point, a time when choices matter more than ever. A moment when humans must decide whether to follow wisdom or ignore it." Lila felt a chill, realizing the weight of what they were saying. "But how do I understand it?" she asked. Taya handed her a small, carved stone, smooth and warm in her hand. "This is a guide," she said. "It will help you see what others cannot. But it will not give answers easily. You must watch, listen, and trust what you feel." That night, as the village grew quiet, Lila studied the stone under the flickering firelight. She traced the patterns carved into it, and as she did, she felt a strange energy, a connection to something far greater. Then herself, she remembered the symbols in the sky from the night before, and suddenly, the stone seemed to glow softly. As if echoing the celestial message, Lila realized that the sky sign was not just a warning. It was a call to action, a message for those brave enough to seek the truth. She did not fully understand it yet, but she knew she had a role to play. She had to uncover the secrets hidden by time, guided by the wisdom of the elders and the mysterious. Lights in the sky, and as she closed her eyes, the wind whispered again, carrying a promise and a warning at the same time. Something ancient was awakening, and the world would not remain the same. The days after Lila visited the elders were strange and restless. Everywhere she went, she felt the presence of something unseen. The sky itself seemed alive, shifting colors that no one else noticed. Animals in the desert acted strangely. Coyotes howled at the edges of the cliffs. Birds circled in tight spirals. And even the smallest lizards froze as if sensing danger. Layla began to feel that the sky sign was not just a warning, it was a signal that something was coming. One evening, while walking along a narrow canyon path, she saw a figure ahead, crouched near a rock. She approached cautiously, and the figure stood up. It was Sani, the elder. His eyes were wide with concern. "Lila, you must be careful," he said. "The signs are growing stronger." Time is shorter than we thought. Lila's heart raced. Signs. What signs? She asked. Every pattern in the sky, every unusual movement of animals, every change in the wind, they are all part of the message. Sani explained. The prophecy speaks of a turning point, a moment that demands action. If we do not act, the consequences will reach far beyond our village. Lila shivered. Feeling both fear and determination, she remembered the glowing stone Taya had given her. Clutching it tightly in her hand, suddenly the wind picked up, swirling dust around them, and the sky above erupted in a sudden flash of light. Shadows danced across the canyon walls, forming shapes she could not recognize but felt she should. Sani grabbed her arm. "Look carefully. These patterns are not random. They are guiding you." Layla squinted, trying to see meaning in the chaotic lights. And then it hit her, a series of shapes repeated in a rhythm, almost like a code, something the elders had spoken about. Her mind raced to connect the symbols in the sky with the carvings on her stone. The pieces were starting to fit together as she focused. A strange warmth spread through her chest, as if the desert itself was giving her strength. She realized she could understand the message, if only she stayed calm and paid attention. But the feeling was cut short as thunder rumbled far off. The sky darkened unnaturally fast, and distant mountains glowed with an eerie light. Lila and Sani turned toward the village, seeing smoke rising from far away. "We are running out of time," Sani said gravely. "The prophecy is moving faster than anyone expected." Lila knew then that her journey was only beginning. The world around her was changing, and the sky sign had marked her as part of its warning. She would have to follow the signs wherever they led, face dangers she could not yet imagine, and uncover secrets that had been hidden for centuries. And somewhere deep in the desert, the sky shimmered again, whispering the same message it had for generations, calling humanity to listen before it was too late. Lila could feel the weight of the prophecy pressing on her as she followed Sani deeper into the desert. The elders had shown her an old map, etched into stone, pointing toward a hidden path that few had ever seen. She knew the answers were there. But she also knew the path would not be easy. The trail led through narrow canyons and over jagged rocks, twisting and turning in ways that seemed almost impossible to follow. The wind howled as if warning her to turn back, but she pressed on, her hand gripping the glowing stone tightly. Its warmth gave her courage, and somehow she knew it was guiding her. After hours of climbing and careful steps, she arrived at a place hidden from view. A circle of stones rose from the sand, etched with symbols like those she had seen in the sky. The air was thick with energy, and the silence was so deep it made her ears ache. "This is it," Sani whispered, his voice low and trembling. "The hidden path, where our ancestors left messages and warnings for those who would come after. Only the brave and wise can understand them." Lila stepped into the circle, feeling a strange vibration under her feet. The symbols on the stones seemed to shimmer in the fading light, and the carvings on her stone glowed brighter, as if connecting with a larger pattern. She traced the lines carefully, watching as they seemed to rearrange themselves before her eyes, forming a story that spoke of change, danger, and hope. Suddenly, a shadow moved at the edge of the circle, and Layla spun around, her heart pounding. A group of strangers emerged, their faces covered with scarves, eyes scanning the symbols with curiosity and suspicion. One of them stepped forward. "You shouldn't be here," he said. "This place is protected for a reason." Leela swallowed her fear. Holding the stone up, "I was called here. The sky showed me the signs. I must understand them." The strangers hesitated, then slowly nodded, as if recognizing something she could not yet explain. They moved aside, and Leela returned to the center of the circle, feeling the pulse of the prophecy stronger than ever. Each symbol now made sense, telling her that the turning point was near, and the choices humanity made would matter more than ever. The sky above began to glow, reflecting the symbols below. And Layla realized that the messages were not just warnings, they were instructions, a path she had to follow to prepare for what was coming. Every step she took, every symbol she decoded brought her closer to understanding the full prophecy. And as night fell, the desert seemed alive with whispers and lights. Guiding her forward, she knew that tomorrow the sky itself would reveal the final signs, and she would have to face them fully. Alone, yet not afraid, for the wisdom of the elders and the courage in her heart were with her. The night was still, yet the desert felt electric. Every stone, every shadow seemed to hum with energy. Lila stood at the center of the hidden circle, her stone glowing brightly in her hand. She had spent days following the signs, decoding the symbols, and learning the message the sky sign carried. Suddenly, the sky lit up with colors she had never seen. Brilliant streaks of green, gold, and violet danced across the horizon, forming patterns that mirrored the carvings on her stone. Her heart raced as she realized that the prophecy was unfolding right before her eyes. The elders arrived quietly, their faces solemn yet full of hope. Taya raised her hands to the sky, murmuring words in the old tongue, and the air seemed to respond. The lights twisted and turned, forming images of the desert, the people, and the future. Each image carried a warning, but also a promised hope if humanity chose wisely. Layla stepped forward, focusing on the brightest part of the sky, and a message became clear. The sky sign spoke of balance, of respect for the land and its creatures, of listening to the wisdom passed down through generations. She understood that the warning was not just for her village or her people, it was for everyone. A sudden wind swept through the circle, carrying the whispers of the ancestors. Layla closed her eyes, feeling their guidance flow through her. She could sense the choices humans had made and the consequences that might come. But she also felt the possibility of change, of actions that could steer the world toward light. The strangers who had once blocked her path now watched in awe, realizing that they had been called to witness the revelation too. Lila turned to the elders, who nodded in approval. "You have seen it, felt it, and understood it." Sani said softly, "Now you must share it, for the sky sign is a call, not just a message." As the lights slowly faded, leaving trails of glowing dust in the sky, Layla felt a sense of completion, yet also a new responsibility. The prophecy had revealed the truth, but it was up to humanity to heed it. She looked up one last time, and a small, soft light lingered above, like a promise that guidance would always return when needed. Lila stepped out of the hidden circle, carrying the knowledge and courage she had gained. The desert seemed calm again, yet she knew the world had changed forever. And somewhere far away, the sky would watch again, ready to reveal its secrets to those brave enough to see. Her journey was only beginning, but she was ready. Guided by the elders, the sky sign, and her own heart, she knew that humanity's future was not written in stone, was waiting for the choices she and others would make.